Welcome to our studio chats. This chat is all about finding connection and community. We have added community into our monthly portfolio building creative briefs. It is something that we have been asked for months and months, and we have been diligently working on to bring to. But it is safe to say that in the short period that we have had it live, people are loving it and we're seeing so many benefits coming from it. So we wanted to get on and do a studio chat all about the importance of connection and community and how important it's been in our growth, in our business, and kind of what we're seeing from our brief members.
Yeah, it's been really exciting to launch this and get it underway. It's taken a little bit of effort and determination to get it alive. But yeah, I think this is a really good time to talk about community and what it brings and the connection and the support that I have found in communities. And also I created my own community 2 years ago through Patreon, and how amazing that was, and that I wanted to bring some of that over to create a studio and for our brief members. And so yeah, it's
Yeah, I think surface pattern design and just being a creative in general can be lonely. I found that when I was starting out, not a lot of people in my normal everyday life are creatives. Like they don't even, when I say I'm a surface pattern designer, they are like, wait, what? What is that? I don't even know what
yeah.
that is. And I didn't have anybody that I could connect with. And I'm not naturally the best person of just striking up conversation, especially with people on the internet. It felt really uncomfortable to me. So in those beginning years, it just felt really lonely. It felt like everybody was finding success. Everybody had their friends. They were like sharing that online. And I was like, wait, what's wrong? Why don't I have my people? Where are my people? And yes, Fleur reached out to me and like was vulnerable and asked me a question, and I just poured into her too. And I joined a course, a very expensive course solely for the community aspect because I knew I was going to be put in a group. And I cannot tell you the value that community has had. Those group members from 2019 when I did that course are still some of my best friends. Floor, I ask questions still to this day of those friends on a weekly basis, of Floor on a weekly basis. And I think this industry of surface pattern design, of being an artist, being a working artist, there is no playbook. There's no playbook out there, and there's no, at least for me, no parent at the soccer game to ask, hey, how, like, did this happen to you today? I don't know how to negotiate this contract. Is this normal? And if I didn't have friends, internet friends, friends all across the world that are doing the same thing, it would feel really intimidating and lonely. And also those times that are super discouraging, as it will always be as an artist, it would be hard. It would have, especially in those early days, I think it would have been hard to feel like that was normal and to pick myself back up and continue to move forward each day.
Yeah, I do feel like when you do enter into a community, you can feel kind of intimidated, or like these people have been here for a while, they have connections and stuff and all of that. But I feel like it does take a little bit of skill to put yourself out there and have a voice. But when you do, you get so much more back when you do put yourself out there. And so just stepping outside of your comfort zone just tiny little bit, you'll just actually realize that, oh, that was easy. Do you know what I mean? You just do it, just little baby step of I don't know, asking for feedback, or even just commenting on someone's that has asked for feedback, or sharing your artist journey, your story can just really help you open up, and people relate to you as well, because they might have the same kind of story, or you might have something that triggers if you share your story, or your journey of you're struggling, or struggles, or some wins or something, people can relate to that, and they might have a suggestion for you, or they might be connect with you because they're I had the same thing happen, or thank you so much for that tip. That's really helped me on my journey. And there's some magic that happens. Like Ryan and I are a really good example, and also Ryan's group that she's had for a long time. I had a group, but it fizzled out. It kind of fizzled out. But Ryan, just me asking Ryan that one question that day, and me being vulnerable, and then her being open to, sharing her knowledge with me with the question that I had asked. It just kind of sparked this little friendship. And then, then she was doing a thing that was like an accountability kind of like get out of the way of your ego. And I'd never shown my face on my Instagram. And I did that. And then that kind of started another little connection with us. And I kind of opened myself up to like pushing myself out of my boundary zone. I like, like what will people think of the way I look? Or like, my all my own insecurities of like, they've never seen my face before. They'll be like, who is this woman? Like
Yeah.
all these things that we have, like these
Huh.
fears, sometimes we just like trust ourselves and just dive in and just do just a tiny little thing, and you'll just be amazed of where it takes you.
Yeah, I
Trying to know.
too. If you're feeling that way, like if you are feeling, for example, let's say you're jumping into the brief community, there's already members there, there's already conversations going on, and you're like, where do I even start? How do I, insert myself in here? I want to build connections. I want to find my people that I can come up with, that we can grow together and we can share in this experience and we can ask questions because we're in a similar stage. What would your tip to them be, Fleur? I have some thoughts on this, but I would love to hear where you think somebody coming into the community that's like, I want to be here and I want to be an active member. Because before you answer this, I want to say the way that you find friends is being an active friend, right? A relationship is a two-way street. You have to be willing to give, and dare I say, give more than you take to build those connections in the beginning, if that's really what you want.
Yeah, my first step for our community would be saying, like, we have an artist directory. I'd be saying, like, post your little Instagram handle there and introduce yourself. Say, hey, I'm here. Is for one. And then you
Wait,
can,
wait, don't give tip two. But when you go and post your stuff, instead of just saying, hey, I'm here, go find five other people that
yeah,
you think look interesting and go follow them and say, hey, I found you you're a brief member. You're in our community. I love what you're doing.
yeah, go and refollow. Like we're hoping that the other members will follow you and will support each other in multiple kind of places, like if it's on Instagram or wherever you want to be, that you'll find people that want to connect with you and support you over there too, because they are wanting the same thing. Do you know what I mean? It's like you're all wanting the same thing. So popping your Instagram and saying, hi, I'm from, I don't know, New Zealand. I've been in service pen. I'm new to this, or I've been here a little while, or whatever, wherever you're at. And then here's my Instagram. So happy to be here, blah, blah, blah. And then just a short little thing. And then there's another thing that you can do in our community is like share your artist journey, like where you're at, how you got to this, and if you have any tips of what's helped you on your journey, and kind of maybe sharing a little bit of your story, you can share that as well. And that's, I think, a really good little start of putting yourself out there and going, hey, I'm here. But
Yeah.
I do want to talk about the feedback channel and sharing your work and being a little bit more vulnerable. Do you want to start us off on that? Like, the feedback channel and the.
Yeah. So I would say go into the feedback channel and look at what other people are posting, right? Like other people are being brave. Even me now, I have years of doing service pattern design, lots of clients. It still takes something for you to put out your work and say, this is not working. I know it's not working. Can somebody help me see this? Like, because sometimes we are just in our own way. So look, other people are sharing their work. Other people are being vulnerable. Do not let it hold you back. Just step in there, share your work, ask for something specific. If you're looking for something specific, you're going to get better feedback, but also give feedback. And I always would say this before you are posting your own thing, go and comment, go give two pieces of feedback to somebody else who has asked, and then post yours. And then when people give you feedback, engage, right? Say, thank you so much for doing that. Or, oh, that's a great thought. I hadn't thought about that. A relationship is a two-way street. And the more that you remember that, and the more that you respond to those comments, people have taken their time to leave you that feedback, the more you're building that relationship connection to hopefully continue these. We really want our community to be a spot where you can find friendships, where you could be like Fleur and I, where we talk every day. We talk 10 times. I mean, my kids feel like they know Fleur. Like they've never met her and they feel like they know her because we talk that often.
Yeah, when you do, if you are going to ask for feedback, try to ask a specific question, a particular thing, because then you invite people. Don't just say, oh, like open to feedback. I think it's better to say, because what you're going to get when you say open to feedback is a lot of the time when the community might not feel that confident, they'll just be like, oh, it's beautiful. You've done an amazing job. Oh, I love love the color that you've used. So they give a compliment feedback. And so to open up the doors for you to grow and move through this journey quicker and get some like real constructive critiquing or some like constructive feedback back of moving, making kind of like adjustments to your work to like make it better, because you want to be the best, right? You want to be the best, is asking specific questions like, hey, I've just done this little mini collection. I'd love you guys' feedback. I'm really struggling with the color, if it's quite right, or I've got these two colorways. Which ones do you guys like better? Um, I've put this like texture in the background. Do you like it with the texture or without the texture? I can't decide. Like asking specific things that you would love, like, or here's a mini collection. Do you guys think it works and works well together, or should I change one out, or like ask, like kind of giving a little
Yeah.
bit more detail about what you kind of wanting will help you get the best feedback from everyone.
Yes.
And
And when you're giving, I would say when you're giving feedback, be direct with people. We're a supportive community. We are never going to tear people down ever. But some of the relationships that I have built with surface pattern designers has been from them being able to give me really great feedback. And that makes me value their opinions more, right? It makes me want to give them good feedback. It makes me more invested in that relationship. And so when you do see something, don't feel like you always just have to say the nice thing, right? We grow as surface pattern designers by pushing ourselves, by somebody pointing out the things that maybe we can't see. So, yeah.
yeah, it just this gonna be this like beautiful community, and that I have I can just see so many amazing things happening inside our new community, and it's really exciting. It's really lovely to see connections happening already, people gaining. Like sometimes it's just like a worry that you have, like, should I put this outline or do it with, like, does it matter if I use the outline artwork and the, like, and the not outline together? And it's just a worry that you have, that you've been stressing over, and then other people can just kind of be like, oh no, it looks great, like, don't
Yeah.
stress about it. And it just gives you that, like, what's that saying of just kind of like that
Just takes the
overwhelm,
weight, it lifts the
the weight,
weight.
or that doubt that you had, that you've been kind of like going over and over and over in your mind, and then you're just like, oh, they've just kind of allowed me to like let that free and let that go, and maybe I shouldn't have been worrying about it in the first place. And it can
Yeah.
really help you move through this journey smoother, instead of feeling alone and that this is hard, and everyone has their struggles and their ups and downs. And that's what's great about community. And I think community can bring connection, support, um, just so much that family and stuff and friends just can't. Like when you find your people,
It,
it makes this journey really magical. It makes it so
yeah. And
so
it
lovely.
normalizes the things. I think as artists, we're putting ourselves out there every day, that we definitely stand on the little tiny branch of vulnerability, way out on the end as artists, but just putting
Yeah.
our work out there for judgment. And it's nice to be in a community that can say, this is great work. Even though that client didn't take it, it's still great work. Do you know what I mean? It normalizes all those feelings that we get, or it's, next time try it maybe like this or whatever. Having those people in your life, I cannot express how important it is. And Flora and I really, truly believe in the surface pattern design industry and want to continue to see it rise. And in my soul, believe that it does not have to be a lonely road. And I know Flora feels that same way. Like, this is a road, like this is a career where we are not gatekeepers of information. We are here to have community, to have friends, to make this a thriving industry. There's room. I hate to say there's room for all, because I know that term gets thrown around a ton, but there really is. And if you're willing to work at it, it is not easy. It's not, for sure is not the easiest career path you could choose. There are so many others that you could choose that are so much easier, but we love it. And if you love it, we want you to have friends along the way. We want you to feel welcome in the community. We want you to find your people.
Yeah. And like when you kind of like say that like there's room for everyone, like there is so many different niches and so many different markets to that need artwork, that if you're finding that you're not finding traction in one, that it's maybe not the right one for you. Maybe you need to try a different niche and like really niche down into something else, and look around and find your voice within it. And so sometimes people think that people say, oh, there's room for you, there's room for you. But like, it's just about finding the right thing that's for you. What's right for me might not be right for you. And um, it's just finding that. And sometimes that's part of the journey, and community can like sometimes really help you with that and help you see things that you might not have seen in your artwork. You know, like you might be trying to force um you might have been trying to force children's wear, and actually you're more lean towards home decor. And sometimes community can help you see those things that you just can't see. And so put yourself out there just on that little branch and say hi to people, support people, and you will get it back tenfold. And it will just make this journey, you know. And also community comes in different ways as well. Like it doesn't just come with like joining a forum or like a thing like this. It can come, you know, just on Instagram and that kind of stuff. It can, that's where I first found the artist community, was just actually on Instagram and supporting other artists when they posted and that kind of stuff. So it can come in little
I
in
think
ways.
that is the best tip to give. If we are all on Instagram, we all scroll. It's just this problem as a society we all have that we are spending our time on Instagram. But challenge yourself that when you get on there to take the first 5 minutes to pour into somebody, to pour love out there to the artist that you like, make a comment. Don't be an invisible face. Send a DM to somebody that you liked the work they're doing or you like whatever. And that little step is the first step in building community a lot of times, finding your
Yeah.
friends.
Well, that's
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, okay.
Okay.
If you are interested in our creative briefs, they do have community now. We love it. It is our favorite thing. It's our favorite product that we offer. It's such a invaluable tool to have in your toolbox, and the addition of community, which is no additional cost to your membership, has been incredible. So you can find the information at the link below. And if you enjoyed this studio chat, as always, take a screenshot and share it. We love to see that you guys are enjoying it. It keeps us doing these things. And yeah, I think that's it. Did I cover everything, Flor?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
See you
We'll
guys
see you
later.
next time.